I'm trying to put one foot in front of the other in moving forward and doing what I can to improve the environment. I get ideas and I try to I try to turn those ideas into doing rather than just thinking about them. I'm Mary Gelder and I live in Westmont. Since I'm learning and I don't know what I'm doing, and the people I'm hiring don't know what they're doing with this either, because it's just all new stuff, then we kind of make a lot of mistakes. As I learn, I'll do things better. But right now the major projects are just about finished. I wanted to have the siding on the garage match the siding on the house. I talked to all my neighbors and asked them, you know, how would you feel if I sided my house in bark? I was worried about their response to living next to something weird, you know, something that nobody else does, and they were all very supportive. So they actually were more excited about it than I was. To me, I wanted to reconcile my values with what I was doing on my house. The trees aren't cut down special for the bark like they are for, you know, the cedar shakes and stuff. It contributes to the deforestation problems. It was more expensive than vinyl for sure, but it wasn't as bad as people would think. The way that got me thinking about water is that we have rain falling down on the sky, and we send it down to the sewer, this beautiful water that we send to the sewer, and then they send it to the treatment plants, and then it goes on its merry way and it's gone. And I just started thinking, maybe there's something different I can do with this. The lawn is kind of sloped this way. Why don't I just put the level of the ground underneath the sidewalk so that it will catch water? And then I started reading more about it, and I didn't have a word for it. I learned the word rain garden after I kind of figured all of this out. I'm really excited about seeing the plants change, and you know, grass is just grass all summer long, but seeing the plants as they come up and they have these beautiful flowers, they kind of all have different phases, and so you'll have one section of the garden that's blooming at a different time than the other one, and the colors are just unbelievable. We treat rainwater as if it's an enemy, and it's not. It's our life-giving source of whatever we need to live. As I was learning about the rain gardens, I also I also thought, well, I can collect the rainwater that falls on my roof and store that someplace. So I decided to put in a tank. It's an 8,000-gallon tank. The downspouts direct the flow of the water into pipes that are underground, and the pipes lead to an inlet in the top of the tank. So the 8,000 gallons seemed to fit a little bit better, and that really isn't enough to water all of the vegetables. The needs of my garden are going to be more than that. So I suspect that the rainwater will completely take care of my irrigation needs up through towards the end of the summer. So I have a metal roof that is a lot easier, I think, it's a lot cleaner for sure than an asphalt roof. I do have the full thing of solar panels on the roof of the house and the roof of the garage, and they pretty much take care of all of my electrical needs. What they do is they put the power onto the grid, and then I take power off of the grid, and it all goes through a meter. So when the solar panels are working, you can look at the meter. It's really cool because it's running backwards, and and then at nighttime it runs forward again and uses some more in there. And the deck isn't finished yet, and that was one of my heartbreaking mistakes that I made. The deck is Ipe. It just seemed like the perfect thing, but it's not, because I found out later that it comes from ancient trees that are 250 to 1,000 years old from the rainforest in Brazil. It was completely, if I'd known that, there's no way I would have used it. So I'm really, really sorry about that. I have done some research, and the good thing is that I've found a really good solution. And that is, black locust is an alternative. The other thing I wanted to tell you about that we missed was the root cellar. What's a root cellar? That used to be very common in days gone by, but the root cellar stores root vegetables. I just built that this year, so I don't know how this winter is going to be an experiment. This is the root cellar. It has a dirt floor. And that is because it needs high humidity. This is going to be where I have the apples. Apples give off ethylene gas, which causes other types of vegetables to rot a little bit faster, and so we'll keep that environment a little bit separate from the rest of the cellar. Again, this is an adventure. I know nothing about what I'm doing, and I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes, but after a few years, I'm hoping that I'll kind of get a flow. When I'm in the yard, people just stop and talk to me, and everybody has their pet interests. Some people are interested in the roofs, some people are interested in the bark, some are interested in the rain guards, some are interested in the solar panels, and not very many people can see the root cellar, but it is kind of fun, so we can go down there and take a look if we like.